Okay, so for Truth and Justice discussion this week from episodes 18 to 21, one thing I'm like note down right away that I found interesting and concerning was that Damien was one of those few people who were like interviewed about his whereabouts, but somehow his didn't get recorded. Like that's a little suspicious. Like how like knowing like this is like one of the main suspect, how do you not record the interview? And so all they had was like the officer's like notes and this and that. So like whatever the officer wrote down is all they get. Which I feel like it's not fair because it's like in an interview I feel like he would answer his questions more like with more details than what the officer would write down. And so I feel like that was interesting and concerning because it's like how do you not record? Like this is like the one of the main suspects that you guys have and you guys don't note down or like record. So one thing I did write down from the episode was that it's important to record everything, which is like obvious, yeah, because like even if like you're not a main suspect, this and that, you should always write down or record down everything, like nearly everything, because everything is helpful, even though at the end of the day you are not a part of it. That's still helpful. But yeah, that's like one of the things. And then like another thing is that they mentioned that 7 people like have stated like when the crime occurred, they stated that Damien was at the Sanders house, which is like he didn't have one, he didn't have four, he had 7 people who knew where his whereabouts were. So it's like this doesn't add up. Like I don't know. But yeah, I feel like this really depends on like credibility instead of like having actual physical evidence. And they lacked evidence on Damien at the crime scene. Like they didn't have any. And then they like focused on the timeline reconstruction. Um like this case like they it was more reliant on testimony rather than forensic proof in my opinion. I don't know. This case makes me mad low key. And then like the witness credibility, it like explains how witnesses' stories evolves over time. Um, so like a major takeaway I got was that changing testimony raises concerns about pressure, memory distortion. Um, but like yeah, but I feel like another thing that made them not like how Driver and Steve Jones were like investigating on like the satanic cult things like way before this incident, not incident, but like this crime happened. I feel like they were just waiting to like for someone to not do something, but like for something to like involving kids to happen, so they could like pinpoint this on like Damien and like the 3 boys. They just like had to have like someone like, oh yeah, this dude has like mental problems, this and that. He definitely did this. He did that, and it's just like I feel like that stopped them from investigating the crime more, because they were mainly focused on them 3 instead of other suspect. They did not investigate that one guy that's just like like these people like Damien has like alibis of like where he was at, but that still didn't make it good enough, um which is like concerning. And I think like I think it was like the Aaron episode. His story like changes across the interview. Um, they also like discuss like the child interview techniques. Which I feel like it's like I don't know, like I feel like it's more like you shouldn't like you have to know how to investigate a child because like their thoughts are more vulnerable and like I don't know. But a major takeaway was that children are especially vulnerable during interrogations. Um, repeated like getting an interview multiple times can shape their memory. Like it can like confuse, like changing up their story. Like, oh, never mind, this happened. Oh, this no, this. No. So I feel like that's like a big part of it. Um, but yeah, those are my thoughts. But I just feel like they should have definitely not investigated. Yeah, no, investigated more thoroughly because like just because they like had a suspect on who did this doesn't mean like they're the one. Like just because he had mental problems. But anyways, um, but yeah, it was mainly focused on like alibis and like testimonies. These episodes are like really long too, so it's just like yeah. Thank you.